I'm pretty sure you haven't heard about this dog. This is a rare, unique wild dog which is rarely mentioned in the animal media. Unlike the famous one, the wolves, foxes, coyotes, and jackals, the underrated ones like the wild dogs, Ethiopian wolves, dolls, and dingoes, and the freaks like the bush dog, raccoon dogs, and the maned wolf. And you got the unheard of, the ghost dogs, the dog of today's topic, the short-eared dog. I thought I knew all the existing dog species because I was curious about animals since when I was 8. But now, not long ago, I heard about this dog and I was shocked. All those years I didn't know about this animal existed. Why? Because nobody talks about this dog. But this video is about to change that. As I've done my homework researching about this dog so that people could get familiar with this animal. So, let's begin. The short-eared dog, Atelocynus microtis, also known as the short-eared fox or small-eared zorro, is one of the most elusive and least studied canids in the world. This dog is very unique. It doesn't fit in with other canid groups like foxes, wolves, or jackals. This genetically distinct dog, in which its evolutionary lineage is still not fully understood, is the only species in the genus Atelocynus, making it the most mysterious dog on earth. Even local indigenous people often have little knowledge of its behavior or habits, but the Amazonians considered it a mystical and spiritual creature. For decades, the short-eared dog was one of the least studied mammals in the world. In the early 20th century, scientists had only a handful of specimens from museum collections to study, and very little was known about its behavior or ecology. It wasn't until the advent of camera traps and GPS tracking in the 21st century that researchers began to uncover the secrets of this elusive species. Even today, every new observations add to our understanding of this mystical animal. Looking at a short-eared dog, you might notice something different about its appearance. Its tiny rounded ears peek out from its head, nothing like the tall pointy ears we usually see in other wild dogs. It faces a special fox-like charm with bright intelligent eyes and a distinctive dark muzzle. The short-eared dog's unique look sets it apart from all other canids in the world. But when we look closer at this amazing animal, we discover even more fascinating features. Its body is built perfectly for life in the rainforest, with strong but slim legs that helps it move quietly throughout the dense undergrowth. Its coat is thick and water-resistant, colored in rich shades of dark gray to reddish gray, helping it blend into the forest shadows. These dogs aren't big, they're about the size of a tall Jack Russell Terrier, but they are incredibly agile and athletic because this dog has made the Amazon rainforest its home. Buzz is very particular about where it lives. It prefers the quietest, most untouched parts of the forest, especially areas near rivers and streams. These dogs need large areas of unbroken forest to survive, which is why they are so rarely seen in places where humans have changed the landscape. Nevertheless, nature has given the short-eared dog amazing adaptation for life in the rainforest. Their special padded feet help them walk silently on the forest floor and grip wet branches when they need to climb. They are excellent swimmers, diving into rivers to catch fish and crabs. Their eyes can see well in dim light under the forest canopy, and their sensitive nose can track prey even in the wettest conditions. These adaptations make them perfect forest hunters, by which is a master of hunting everything in its forest home. It eats all kinds of food, from small rodents and birds to fish, fruit, and even crabs. This flexible diet helps it survive in the challenging rainforest environment. Scientists have discovered that these dogs can even catch electric eels, a feat that shows how clever and adaptable they are. But speaking of adaptabilities, the short-eared dog leads a quiet, solitary life. Unlike wolves and other wild dogs that live in packs, these mysterious animals prefer to live alone, only coming together when it's time to find a mate. They are most active at night, using the cover of darkness to hunt and explore their forest home. During the day, they rest in hidden dens, often tucked away in hollow logs or under thick vegetation. But what's more unusual about this dog is their vocalization, which has led to some intriguing stories. One researcher described hearing that they thought was a bird chirping in the forest, only to discover it was a short-eared dog communicating with its mate. The high-pitched whistles and chirps are so unlike the sounds made by other canids that they can easily be mistaken for bird call. This is because the best way short-eared dogs communicate is unlike any other wild dog. Besides their famous whistling, they make a variety of unusual sounds including soft whines, short barks, and even bird-like chirps. These different calls helps them communicate with potential mates and mark their territory. Scientists believe their unique vocalization has evolved to help them be heard in the dense rainforest where normal dog barks might not carry as well. The family life of short-eared dogs are still largely a mystery, but we know some fascinating details. When it's time to mate, usually once a year, these normally solitary animals come together. The mother raises her puppies alone, usually having between 2 to 6 pups in a hidden den. She takes care of them for several months, teaching them how to hunt and survive in the forest. In terms of lifespan, short-eared dogs can live up to 11 years in the wild, though many don't reach this due to the challenges they face. In places where they are protected and well cared for, they might live even longer. Each year of their life is spent learning more about their forest home and becoming better hunters. But these remarkable dogs face many challenges in today's world. Their biggest threat is the loss of their rainforest home as humans cut down trees for farming and development. Climate change is also affecting their habitat, changing the patterns of rainfall and the availability of food. Another serious problem is diseases that can spread from domestic dogs to these wild animals. And even some short-eared dogs have been killed by people who mistake them for animals that might harm their livestock. But conservation efforts are underway to help protect these unique dogs. However, it's not an easy task. Scientists are working hard to learn more about where these dogs live and what they need to survive. They are using special cameras hidden in the forest to study their behavior and track their movements. Conservation groups are also working with local communities to protect the forest where these dogs live and help people understand how important these animals are to the Amazon ecosystem. Their story reminds us that even in our modern world, there are still amazing creatures out there, waiting to be understood and protected for future generations to discover. But one distant relative of the dog are the polar bear. Learn how it adapts to climate change. Feel free to have a look, and as always, stay curious, stay wild, and thank you very much for watching.